very confident you will make at least 20% return on your money. What is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. First and foremost, I want to apologize for not uploading as frequently as I have been. It has been super crazy around here, and I'm just trying to keep up with everything. But today's video is going to be a juicy one with lots of good updates and stocks that I think you guys should be considering getting into and maybe even pulling out of. So before we get started or go any farther, consider dropping a like, leaving a sub. We are doing a giveaway once we get to 250 subscribers for an Amazon gift card. And let's just jump into the vid. Okay, so the markets have been, honestly, they have been doing exceptionally well. And really the sectors that have been dominating are those recovery stocks. And when I say recovery stocks, it's the particular stocks or sectors that stand to gain a lot if COVID is under control in any way whatsoever. And the big news that has been hitting the markets late last week and then today, is vaccines. Pfizer has a vaccine that is 90% effective against the virus. And then yesterday, Maderna came out and said that they have a vaccine that is 94% effective against the virus. So these are catalysts, and they are massive catalysts that are really putting some wind in the sails of these recovery stocks. I mean, you see it in airlines, you see it in Boeing. Boeing has taken off. You see it in the hotel industry, and then vice versa. You see some money pulling out of big tech because a lot of institutional investors, their constituents, which are people who trust them with their money for retirement and stuff like that. The really safe play during the pandemic and really just in general, really for the past 10 years has been big tech. But now there's a lot of value and a lot of opportunity in these recovery stocks. And a lot of them are down still 50% from their all-time highs. I know some people have been asking about Boeing. I think Boeing is a really good play. Even at its current levels right now, I know that it has been on a really good rally, but if you are willing to sit and hold some of these recovery stocks for at least the next 6 months to a year, I'm very confident you will make at least 20% return on your money. Boeing in particular has a lot of things going for it. Once airlines continue to fly again, I think you can expect to see orders begin to increase again for new aircraft. I think that Boeing, obviously having the backing of the US government, there's been constant time after time again that they basically will refuse to let Boeing go under. They are going to do everything they can to avoid Boeing from going bankrupt because there are big defense contracts that the government has with Boeing. So that is one reason why I really like Boeing. When you always are gonna have a customer in the US government, that is a good thing. The massive news today, circulating actually late last night, is Tesla is going to be added to the SP 500, and without a surprise, I mean, the stock is reacting as you would expect. Pre-market, it is just through the roof. Yeah, so I apologize if anything in this video seems a little out of date. I'm actually recording this pretty early in the morning, or really early in the morning, and we're still in pre-market hours and stuff, but it looks like Tesla is going to have an excellent day. A lot of people anticipated this. People actually thought that the addition to the S&P 500 was going to happen a couple months ago, and then there was kind of a letdown when they found out that no, they weren't going to be included in the S&P 500, and even Tesla haters were like, why is a company with the market cap that it is and kind of the name and recognition that Tesla has, why is that company not included in the S&P 500? So finally, on December 21st, they are going to be included in the S&P 500. And why everybody's buying it up is basically this means that all your S&P 500 index funds now have to go and buy a stake in Tesla. So obviously that hasn't happened quite yet because they're not quite in the S&P 500. But once they do, those funds are going to go in and buy it. So investors are anticipating, an increase in purchase of shares, therefore stock price increasing. So that is why the massive moves today. And then we have to get to our favorite stock, which is Nikola. And I'll admit, I'm a little confused on Nikola and why investors seem to come in buying it up right now, because we are getting ever so close to this November 30th, date that I have mentioned so many times in the past, where a lot of shares of these executives and people who were kind of in with Nikola from the beginning, where those shares will free up and they can actually sell. So I think that is a date that is worth watching. And I think the closer we get, it's gonna get probably more volatile because of all the uncertainty, where it's like, okay, are people gonna get out? And that's really going to be the first indicator, well, I shouldn't say the first indicator, a really big indicator of how Nikola's partners really view them, and if they think now's the time to get out and whatnot, because their share price, we can't sugarcoat it. It has done very, very well in the past couple of weeks. I mean, they have been on a pretty good run, at least in percentage terms. I mean, when you're up, when you're, only $12, you're like $10 to $15 and then $15 to $20 a share. A $5 move in stock price is pretty good. And I believe they've gone from like $17 to like $22. So I think some of this is maybe some analysts coming out and saying, yeah, Nikola is still a buy. It's $40, their target price is $40 a share. I don't really understand that. And I think a lot of people who really are kind of following the Nikola story and tracking the financials and stuff don't agree with a $40 valuation. Obviously, if a lot of the crap that has been exposed about Nikola is taken care of, and they actually do produce what they are saying they are going to, then yeah, sure, maybe it could be a $40 company, or $40 a share company. But as of right now, it doesn't really make much sense to speculative play that when you can get in these other nice recovery stocks, which are going to yield you nice returns. And not to mention, a lot of these recovery stocks, they pay dividends. So if you get in on a company, right, and you can make 20-30% return in 6 months to a year, but then kind of once the foundation of the company returns, they get more cash flow, they're going to start paying dividends again, and then that's just going to be more icing on the top. So that is why I love, at least for right now, the airlines and those recovery stocks so much. And I'll keep preaching, it's never really a horrible time to buy tech. On these down days where you see tech pull back, it's always a good day to buy, because people tend to really overreact in these circumstances. I was telling you guys that I went out and bought some Zoom, or I don't know if I told you that, but I went out and bought some Zoom. It was beaten down so bad. I mean, it was abused, if we're being honest. Its high was 558 during the whole pandemic and stuff like that, and now yeah, it's like $200 off its high. So it's like, is that really justified? We'll have to see. I mean, they have earnings coming out here in about 2 weeks time, so hopefully they lay out a plan where they say, here's our game plan as things reopen. This is our plan to keep all of these subscribers and businesses continuing to use our service. If they can do that, I think that they are going to have a really, really nice shot at continuing the uptick in share price. So that is it for today's video. I think that there's a lot of value plays out there. I think with the vaccine and everything that's going on, I think a lot of stocks, and especially the holiday season, a lot of stocks are really going to get into bull mode, and they're going to really start to take off, which is very exciting. You mark your milestones in your 401k or your investment accounts, and kind of as you hit these certain levels, check, okay. And it's cool to see it tick up and see the rate of return and whatnot. I think I was looking at my 401k like year to date, and it's up like 20%. It's crazy. And that's just a stupid SP500 index fund. So even if you're scared to get in an individual company, I mean, index funds, it's super hard to beat them. A lot of the professionals on Wall Street can't beat index funds. So yeah, if anything, guys, just get in an index fund. I mean, that's it. That's all I'm saying. And before we go, today in history, 1869, the Suez Canal opens. So there you go. Do with that what you will. Use that information wisely. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Yeah, and I will see you tomorrow.